Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, welcome to another episode of It's Sports. Today we're going to talk about Colin Kaepernick and the fact that he's still, to this day, not employed in the National Football League. So, yesterday was confirmed that by two sources that Colin Kaepernick is willing to play for any NFL team that comes calling. But sources say, again, that no team has actually offered Colin any contract, which I find very surprising. The most blatant or most obvious case, in my opinion, are the Washington Redskins. You get Alex Smith. He plays very well, maybe first quarter of the season, and then he breaks his leg atrociously. You get McCoy, who again plays well or well enough to maintain a team, but then he gets injured. Almost same injury as, well, not as hard to watch, but again, he breaks his leg basically. And then you get you put Mark Sanchez in. Really, Mark Sanchez, the butt fumble guy, this guy, you put this guy in instead of Colin Kaepernick, and then he plays so bad that you have to put him off, and you get Josh Johnson, who hasn't thrown a pass in almost 6-7 years. He's been in the league since 2008, or he's been drafted in 2008, and he's played in too many teams who's been on too many rosters to count, NFL and non-NFL. And you wish for that guy to play instead of Colin Kaepernick. So everything aside, Colin Kaepernick hasn't played a game of NFL or a game of football in the National Football League since 2016. For the sake of the argument, I'm going to assume that Colin Kaepernick can still throw the same, can still run the same. And with some of the targets that you can have in some of the teams I'm going to mention later, he doesn't really need to be that on point. There's a lot of good receivers that currently have very bad quarterbacks and are struggling because of their quarterbacks. But for argument's sake, if Colin Kaepernick comes back the same way he played his last NFL game, which was in 2016. In 2016, he played a total of 12 games, threw for 2,241 yards, and threw 16 touchdowns for 4 interceptions. He had a quarterback rating of 90.7. I'm not even going to compare that quarterback rating for Josh Johnson's quarterback rating, Mark Sanchez's quarterback rating, or even McCoy's quarterback rating. I'm just talking for the sake of the Washington Redskins. Why don't you even give him a call, see if he's interested? Sources say that he was never even received the call from the Washington Redskins, which I find very freaking unsmart. How can you have that guy and that guy's talent, with everything aside? Again, I'm just not talking about anything else. I'm talking about talent. You need your franchise to show face at least. Moving on to other teams that really do need a quarterback. The Jaguars are one of those teams. Obviously, Bortles is not in the long-term process of the franchise. So why not give Colin Kaepernick a call? Just to see what's up. Just to give him a call. Hey, what's up, Colin? Are you down to play for the Jaguars? Or do you want to be in Jacksonville? What are we going to do about all this stuff? Like, why don't you give the guy a call? That's what I don't mean. Why is he shunned? The guy can play extremely good football, but you don't even give him a call. That's what I don't understand. Now moving on to some other teams that might need Colin Kaepernick, not even to play a full season, mind you, just to play the end of the season and see what transpires. If you look at the Bengals, Andy Dalton's injured. They have Jeff Driscoll in there. He's not a good quarterback. Why don't you give him a call? Again, the most blatant case I want to reiterate are the Washington Redskins. They have been plagued with a lot of injuries this year, and quarterback is one of the most important, one of the most injured positions they have. However, as I said, the Jaguars, the Bengals might need Colin Kaepernick. Moving on from the Jaguars and the Bengals, I also have in mind the Buccaneers. I don't think Jameis Winston is a long-term quarterback, and Fitzpatrick is not a long-term quarterback. He's a good backup quarterback for sure. If you look at one more team that I have in mind, are the Arizona Cardinals. Are you seriously thinking Josh Rosen will be the future of this franchise? He might be, but not if he continues playing against these teams and scoring 0 to 3 points. They have 3 points against the Lions. I think, with everything aside, franchises need to look at Colin Kaepernick's past seasons, look at his current maybe health. Why don't you just give the guy a chance to come down and work out? You know what I mean? Why don't you give the guy a chance to come down to your facilities, work out? He might not even be fit. That's just an assumption. He probably is fit. But I'm just saying, why did you just remove him from your contact list? Why don't you just give him a semi shot and see if he could do it? If he can do it, what do you have to lose? You know what I mean? Anyway, tell me what your thoughts are in the comments. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you disagree, please tell me in the comments why you disagree. And if you like the channel and wait for more content, please subscribe. Alright, see you next time.